Right, welcome to this review for commemorative edition Imperial Space Marine 2016 edition. The Games Workshop have released, quite iconic really. It says here in 1985 Games Workshop released the first ever Imperial Space Marine. This box contains a modern day interpretation of that classic miniature. I mean, what a collector's edition this really is. Original Space Marine, not included, in lead. There he is, and he's in his own style. Does look cool, does look good. And then they've modernised and done their own version here, and it just looks really good. It's great that Games Workshop have done this. So I'm going to review it here. I'm going to open it up. I haven't even opened this one yet. I'm going to take a look inside. But very iconic. If you ever get a hold of one of these, especially I think those that have been into 40k for a long time. Some even who remember this first lot, these first miniatures being released and coming up, but that's a fair old time ago. So I got mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop at 15% off. If your order comes to over £100, you get another 5% off on top of that. And then if your order is over £40 and you're in the UK, then you'll get free postage as well on your orders. So it just means you can just gradually knock down the cost of different things that you buy. And they, not just Games Workshop stuff, they sell loads of different things, Flames of War and Bolt Action and so on. So Imperial Knight Space Marine, and you see the artwork here. This is a link here because this whole channel exists, and it goes all the way back to when I was 14 years old, and I was at secondary school, and in a technology class a friend of mine brought in the current 40k rulebook at the time. I can't remember what edition it was, maybe leave it in the comment section, but the front cover of the rulebook had this illustration here. You can't see the whole thing on the box here, but I used to sit there in technology class, even when the teacher was talking, and I used to just look at this picture and just thought it was so cool. Just it's the pictures of these Crimson Fists. They're surrounded, I think it's by orcs, and yeah, you can see some, I think it's orcs, and they're just gradually being picked off. There's wounded guys here, there's some being hit, there's some firing out, there's wounded ones trying to fire and protect the others, and they're gradually being surrounded. Their numbers are being knocked down, and just very atmospheric piece of artwork. And it's not as amazing as some of the more modern stuff. You know, it's got that late 1980s, 1990s feel to it, but still a brilliant piece of artwork, and just so atmospheric. And you just, you know, when you're that kind of at 14 years old, it just captures your imagination. And that was part of the draw of getting into Warhammer 40,000, not just the miniatures. I'd say more it was the artwork. So I used to get White Dwarf magazine, subscribed to it when I was younger, when it was a bigger magazine, and I used to, in pencil, draw out some of the paintings. I used to copy them. Just loved the detail in them, and really sort of, I was into art and design, and it was those great paintings and so on that I used to really capture my imagination and get me into it. So if you go all the way back, the channel wouldn't really be here if it wasn't for that first front cover of that rulebook. Then just started getting me interested in Warhammer 40,000, and then from there, that friend of mine, we'd play Warhammer 40k a lot, and I collected, first army I collected was Blood Angels, actually. He had Eldar and Orcs, and then his brother, younger brother, had Chaos, and he used to have some epic, big games. So even for me, this one, quite iconic really. I can imagine if you bought this and didn't open it and then stored it for 20 years, it would be worth a fair bit. We'll open it up here and take a look inside. It does say, I'm pretty sure, that you get, yeah look, rules included. So I wonder what that's going to be like, what the rules will be for this one. Now I've thought about this one here. I think we're going to get them painted up. I'm going to use them in a custom scenario I've been thinking of. I won't give away details, but I think it could work quite well. It's really quite good fun game. But that's for a future battle report. Just be careful here. Probably want to keep the box in good condition. This comes in a little tray. So there he is. I look at it. Comes in all held together here. So it comes on one of the modern, the newer size bases, the bigger one. And there he is. I'll zoom in here, get a view of this sprue. So there he is. It's sort of a fixed pose for him. There's 3 shoulder pads to choose from. Here's the knife, the arm, there's the helmet, and then you see the helmet here. It's like the cone-faced one, but there's a lip across the eyebrow, just sticking out a bit on there. I don't know if you can see it. And then the this part that goes over the top doesn't run all the way down. It sort of stops halfway at the top, just there. So it's just slightly different to the regular Marines that you see. And then there's the backpack. There's the torso just there. It does look cool. So in the comment section, I'm not entirely sure the current storyline where this guy would fit in. Is he Warhammer 30,000? Or just at an early version? I'm not entirely sure where he would fit in at the moment, but there he is. Looking good, but straightforward to put together. No problem at all. And there's the base. So, Adeptus Astartes, Imperial Space Marine 2016. Okay. Oh, it's different languages here. Yeah, so it's just the English bit, it's just here. There's your construction, choice of parts, detail view, okay. This, it seems to be the latest stuff they're bringing out. It seems to be cool colour assembly instructions. One Space Marine in your army can be replaced with the Imperial Space Marine at no additional points cost. Alright, okay. This is how, I think it's good they're doing it, that you can actually get him into your force here. One Space Marine in your army can replace the Imperial Space Marine at no additional points cost. So could I put him in my Imperial Fist army in a tactical squad? Imperial Space Marine. Web skill 4, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, attacks 1, LD 8 and a 3+ save. Infantry, unique. Comes with a Disintegration Combi Gun, a Disintegration Pistol, a close combat weapon, frag and crack grenades. They come with A Nation Know No Fear, this is roles that we're familiar with, Chapter Tactics, Combat Squads. So if I get this right, I could put him in my Imperial Fist army. I suppose so. It says one Space Marine in your army can replace an Imperial Fist. Yeah, so you'll have 1 per army. Just gives you a little incentive to collect him. I think it's a good idea. Disintegration Combi Gun. These deadly combi weapons are relics from the dark age of technology. Whilst the main bolter weapon fires salvos of mass reactive bolts, it is the gun's secondary weapon that is most feared, for it can reduce a target to atoms in the blink of an eye. The Imperial Space Marine can choose to fire either the main bolt gun or the disintegration gun's secondary weapon. You cannot fire both in the same turn. Note that unlike other combat weapons, the secondary weapon can be fired more than once during a battle. Wow. So not only does he look cool, I think he is cool in the game. So main weapon is the bolt gun. Range 24, strength 4, AP5, rapid fire. Okay, so just a regular Space Marine up to this point. But this is what you get for free, really. A disintegration gun, range 18, strength 5, AP2, rapid fire. Gets hot, instant death. Wow. Wow. Okay. And then disintegration pistol. Does he come with that? Yeah, he does. And a close combat weapon. So not only that, he has the pistol which you can fire and charge with, and with the weapon, the close combat weapon is going to get extra attack. He's not a character, so he can't be picked out. The design of these dangerous sidearms has long since been lost, and the few that remain are revered beyond measure. Range 9, strength 5, AP2, pistol, gets hot and instant death. Wow. That's really cool. Really, really cool. Well, there's your incentive to buy one. So if you collect Space Marines, you are allowed just to buy one of these, and then you can paint them up to your favourite chapter, and then you can incorporate him into a squad at no points cost, and then he has those special rules, and the weaponry he's carrying is utterly superb. So very, very, very good indeed. Incredible. So if he's got instant death, if it's an instant death weapon, he shoots at a Carnifex, strength 5, AP 2, he wounds the Carnifex, then it's dead completely. I suppose so. Very, very good indeed. So I think does look nice at Crimson Fist. I'd love to see how he comes up painted up for Imperial Fist's 5th Company. Brilliant. He's like a lost relic. Sort of leading into the scenario I'm thinking of. He's like play it like a relic game. He's obviously in the middle, and then he's a mobile relic, so he gets to move around to randomise the direction. And the theme of the game I'm thinking of doing is like he's woken up from cryostasis sleep, and he's disorientated, doesn't know what's going on, doesn't know who's who. So therefore, during the game, I'm thinking just for fun, it goes in random direction, and then he shoots at the nearest unit, and that's no matter who it is, no matter what army, even if he's trying to be rescued by Space Marines, he'll shoot at anybody. So disorientated, doesn't know what's going on, he's half lost his mind, and then he shoots at any target until he's captured. And then in close combat, you have to try and you fight him in combat, and he's trying to fight back and resisting being rescued or captured. And he fights in combat, and then say perhaps on a 5 or 6, you're able to overcome him and sedate him or knock him out or whatever. If you don't, then he just continues fighting whilst you try and bring him under control. I think that's a pretty cool scenario, and it fits. This miniature would fit quite nicely just into that. So I think it's brilliant. The rules are really cool, so I will hope to put him into my Imperial Fist army. No points cost, great fun, nice relic from the past. But answer that question, whereabouts does he fit in to the Warhammer 40,000 universe? Is he Warhammer 30,000, or is he from a time beyond, further back than that? So if you know a bit of the storyline, then include that in, and I can read that, others can read that and get an idea of whereabouts he belongs. But there he is, the Adeptus Astartes Imperial Space Marine 2016. If you collect Space Marines, then well worth getting one. The rules are really good, the miniature looks fantastic, and there's rules for him here, and you can incorporate them into your Space Marine army, no problem at all. I think it's a great idea for Games Workshop to bring back a very iconic miniature that really started off the Space Marines. And they've given it a modern twist, but still does look utterly superb. And then just looking at him here, and then looking at the picture, he does fit in really well, and looks great. So that's the review then for the Imperial Space Marine 2016 commemorative or special edition. As I said, I got mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop 15% off, 5% off extra if your order comes to over £100, and then if you're in the UK, then if your order is over £40, you get free postage as well. That's the review for the Imperial Space Marine 2016. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Oh yeah, and just one other thing, whilst I've done this video, give him a name, put your suggestions on the video, so name this Space Marine. It looks like he's going to be inserted into the Imperial Fist army. Submit your suggestions. You can give as many name suggestions as you want, perhaps choose your favourite out of all the ones that you choose, and then I'm sure we'll be able to choose a decent name for him and keep a lookout for him in future games, especially fighting with the Imperial Fists. Thanks.